Hey, it's Jessica, and I'm here with my pigs, and today's video will be all about hay. I have done this before, but it's a really old video back when I had just Trixie and Abby, and I actually wasn't even on fleece. So it's old. I did try re-watching it, and I'm kind of going on all over the place about stuff, and I think I know more on top of my head now than I did then. So I'm just going to give them a treat, because I always expect a treat, so I'm just going to give them, these are carrot bites from Bun Space. There. Piggy procession. Yes, you get yours last because you're silly and you're going to drop it and forget about it. So basically all pigs and, well, rabbits for that matter, but we're going to be talking about pigs because that is what I know, need to have unlimited long strand hay. There's different kinds of hay. You don't have to have Timothy. That's what I'd like to talk about, one of the things. I use hay bags and they're always full, so therefore they have an unlimited amount. They won't go out during the day. A lot of people think you have to have Timothy and everything else is bad. I actually really don't like that, and I really don't like how I've actually seen on some guinea pig sites stating that, like, everything else is like a treat hay. It's not. I don't use Timothy hay. I know a lot of people that don't use Timothy hay. I know a lot of people who don't like Timothy hay. I did end up buying a bag myself because we ran out of orchard grass, which is what I use, and it was so much rougher than what I feed. I actually forgot that there's so much of a difference between each different type of hay. So I personally feed orchard grass. I'll get into the reasons why, maybe in a bit. But I just like to list the hays you can feed. You can feed obviously Timothy. There is orchard grass. There is oat hay. There is bluegrass, which is something more just the states have. There's something called brome, which when I was researching hay, found, but I've never actually seen it, so I'm not quite sure what that is. I think it's just might be a different type of like a grass hay. Obviously, you can just use like meadowgrass hay. I don't know what the difference between meadowgrass hay and orchard is, to be honest. They kind of both seem to be just like a grass hay. And then there's alfalfa, which is technically not even a grass. It is a legume hay, so that is why it's not even classified with the rest. It has way more calcium, which is why it is suitable for babies up to 6 months. Guinea pigs can have it. Look at her bum. You're going to need a trimming. But yes, guinea pigs 0 to 6 months can have alfalfa. Rabbits 0 to 6 months can have alfalfa. And you don't really want to feed alfalfa after that. Like I said, even if you can't find Timothy, you can feed a different type of hay. The alfalfa is really high in calcium. It can be harmful. You know, it's not really a grass. You want to be feeding them something high fiber. But another thing with the alfalfa is you don't have to feed it if you have baby guinea pigs. I skipped the alfalfa hay altogether when I had Daisy and Lily as babies because I just made sure they had alfalfa pellets, and you can always supplement with like parsley and like high calcium veggies if you feel like they're not getting enough calcium. You don't have to feed the alfalfa hay. You can completely skip that. But if you do have it, it's only for young ones. And I will show you my hay. Right now I only have a 9-pound box, and it is by Oxbow. But really, it doesn't matter what the brand it is when you buy it. What you want to look at is the quality of it, like how green it is. Is it really dusty? Is there like a lot of small particles? Which is really harder to do in like small bags. When you buy the 1-pound bags, I find all of it really dusty because it's such a small bag. They can't give you a nice good chunk of hay in it. So this is my orchard grass. It does come in a bag, but I just kind of ripped it open. And Oxbow does have a grading system where, I wish this was turned around. This is sweet and this is soft. It is very soft and more on the sweet side, which is why a lot of guinea pigs do like the orchard grass better than Timothy. Well, Timothy, I don't have a bag of Timothy, but if I had a bag of Timothy from Oxbow, it would tell you it's more in the middle, while oat hay is more on the end. It's very crunchy. It's a very coarse hay, which is, my pigs like it. They like it a lot. I do buy it occasionally, because you can basically only find it in like the 1-pound bag, so it's like a treat. I don't like having to clean up after it, because I use a shop vac, and it completely clogs my vacuum, because of how coarse it is. But the pigs like it, so I usually still give it to them occasionally. Haven't bought in a while. But yes, oat hay and those seem to be more of the treat hay only because they're hard to get in bulk, at least for me. I can't get like a 50-pound box of oat hay. It's just those 1-pound bags. I do usually have 50 pounds of orchard grass, which I'll be buying again probably at the end of this month, or whenever I'm close to finishing that. I'll be going back to the 50 pounds. You do get better quality hay when you buy in bulk, because they're giving you like a piece of a bale, basically. It's like a flake, it's called. So you usually you get better hay, you get longer strands. Instead of in the 1 pound bags, you get like, they won't be as long. I don't know if I can show you without making a mess. But I don't even know if I can keep this box open on its own. But usually you can even see the flake. You can pick up a big chunk and notice that oh, that's all one big chunk of hay. Well, in the small bags, you don't get that as much. It's all loose, just packaged in the 1 pound bags. So this is really green, as you can see. You still do get these ends, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I like the ends, I don't even know what you call these, that you get in Timothy hay. I find quite a few in orchard grass sometimes, because they do really enjoy that. But yes, it's very green. I've never had really bad hay, at least not from Oxbow. So I don't know if there is a big difference between different brands. I know some people who always say KT is awful. I have heard that other people have found very nice green hay from KT. So as long as it's green and it's in good condition, it's not moldy, then when you can buy it, it doesn't really matter what the brand is. Obviously the cheaper way to do it is to buy it in bulk if you can. You can even go to a farm and see what they have, as long as it's not like an alfalfa mix. Because some farms will have a mix. It will be like Timothy and alfalfa mixed together. You can't have the alfalfa. So you'd have to find something that's just Timothy, or like an orchard. What are you guys doing? She's been rumbling, and so has Abby, so hopefully they don't do it on camera, but I think they're in heat. And the reason why they need the unlimited hay is to grind down the teeth, and for the fiber for their digestive systems. So, Timothy and oat might technically grind down their teeth better, but as long as they're getting it unlimited, it shouldn't be a problem. And as long as your piggy's teeth don't have issues to begin with. But I don't see how a softer hay is really going to do that much of an impact. Now, storing the hay, you want to make sure it's in a dry place. It can't be humid. You don't want to get moldy. Don't put it in bags. Like, yes, this is in a bag, but Oxbow actually has holes in their bags. If I took this whole bag out without ripping this giant hole in it, there's punctures in it. There's one right there where my finger is. There's little holes like that in their bags to air it. And that's why I just ripped down a hole down the middle. This is keeping it, letting it get to the air. It's also in a box. Paper bags, boxes, that's breathable. You don't want to seal it in plastic. Even in a room that's dry, that can be bad. But you definitely don't want to put in, my basement's not finished. I can't put it there. It's very moist. Not so much in the winter, but then it's really cold. My garage isn't finished either, so it's not a good idea. I live in Canada. We get very humid summers. It could mold. You can't give them moldy hay. That's not healthy. So that would be how you at least store your hay. So as long as you can find a place to put it, you're pretty much good to go. Most pigs aren't that picky about hay. They'll eat whichever. If you do have very picky pigs, you could always try the orchard grass. The orchard grass usually is one of the ones that a lot of pigs prefer, maybe because of the sweetness. It's also technically lower calcium than Timothy, which a lot of people don't know. So these people that like to push Timothy is the best, not so much. Another reason to switch off of Timothy is allergies. Timothy is known to be dustier. Timothy is a very stronger scent, so it bothers you. Just opening up that box it brings the smell right into the room. Pat has allergies, and he notices, when I get a fresh box, he hates it, because even with the orchard, it bugs him. It kind of bugs me too, and I don't even have known allergies, but the Timothy bothered me a lot when I first got my guinea pigs. I did buy a bag of Timothy, and I didn't like it at all. He hated it, so I'm glad we switched off. So if you do have allergies, you can try switching. I heard bluegrass is really good for allergies. If you can get that, if you're American, you can get that from KMS Farms online, KMS Hayloft, whatever it's called. which is Clean Mamas. I don't know if anybody else carries bluegrass. It seems to be like a hybrid. It's part orchard, part something else. But yes, so a lot of people think that they're allergic to the guinea pigs, and it's usually not the pigs themselves. It's just the hay. It's the dust, and you know, it's a grass in your house. So you definitely could try switching hays to something that will help. Try having an air purifier by the cage. Change the room. You know, you might not want your guinea pigs in your bedroom if you're allergic to hay. You might be able to stand it in like the living room, dining room, spare room, their own room, if you can do that. And it is very important for them to have hay because they need their digestive systems to continuously keep going, which is what I've talked about in a previous video of the GI stasis. You know, no hay can lead to that, which can lead to death very quickly. So there's some rumbling. So you definitely want to have that hay. So there you go. There's Timothy hay busted myth. You don't have to feed Timothy. As long as it's not alfalfa, you should be fine. As long as it's green, you should be fine. Let's give them another treat to wrap this up. They can have 2. And this is just hay and carrots, and I think there's some applesauce in it. Can't remember offhand, because the ingredients are online. Look! There you go. There you go. You coming too? Trixie Boo Boo? I can't reach any further, Trixie. Bear with me. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna throw it at you. Go. Hits her in the face. I don't know why she's not taking it. You're in heat, aren't you? You're in a mood. So if you have any questions about hay or anything else, you can go ahead and ask. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.